You remember one of my last videos, right? Yeah, well, I'm doing it again. Instead, summer stories that have happened to me since the last day of summer, and I don't want to animate that goddamn stuff, so I'm just gonna go through all my summer stuff. And yeah, I don't feel like animating. Okay, basically, it's the last day of school, like one of the last week of school, I should say. Oh, goddamn. Okay, it's the last week of school, right? So one of the things that happens, like, we end school on a Friday, but on Wednesday, like, something happens. We were all coming back from lunch. I had, like, math as my period. So I was, like, around, like, the 7th grade hall. So then a noise drops down. Now, this was actually scary at the time, because no one expected a freaking thing to happen, right? But anyway, so I was scared for my life. Everyone was. I mean, now I don't think anyone saw it because I was like the first one in the class. But what I did, no, I don't want to fake. What I did was I ran as fast as I could. Like I sprinted like the fastest I ever could. Like that was the fastest you would ever see me sprint. And then all I did was I went in to the class. And then when I mean I run, I mean I sprinted. Now I have a rolly backpack, right? And then I literally made that thing sweep up like all the way to the teacher's thing. I'm pretty sure it made a dent. So yeah. And then we were all quiet. Everyone, they were like later, like everyone was like in the room. We were just all scared. And then an announcement comes up. And then the announcement says, okay, so there was a misunderstanding that someone accidentally did it. What? So all this time, we all worried for nothing, an accidental thing. Me and my friend were pissed though. So, I mean, that also smells it. Okay, so another story, which is on the last day of school. This one probably doesn't even need to matter, because, well, all it was like the last day of school, everyone was happy. But something that I despised was them playing that Everything Is Awesome song. Now, I love that song as a kid. Now, I love that song as a kid, but I don't like it when I'm a teen. But that was like why do I have a voice? But I didn't like that because I'm like a teen. But yeah, we all hate things that we don't like. But at the end of the day, all I did was just do in like everyone was doing a countdown, right? It was like 50. Everyone was like saying it slowly because they had no pretension. But you know what I did? You know what I did? I yelled at the top of my lungs for the countdown. And you want to know why? Because I could. That was like, oh my god, why can't I get past this stage? But so yeah, so I like got everyone to yell out 10, 9, like that thing. And yeah, that was summer. Okay, let's go to this. What do I mean by this? I mean, okay, you know, I'm gonna skip. Okay, there, I skipped the stage. Let's go. I hate my. Okay. So around it, I usually go to my flea market with my dad, which I love. And I mean, I love. You cannot tell me. I got like a freaking PlayStation 2 that day. That was like one of the best days of my summer. And then, yeah, that was like, why are you telling me to fake? So yeah, so like, kind of like the first week of July, my parents have discovered my parents have discovered Costco. Isn't that unique, right? Like kinda in a way. I spent like a lot of time there. But before we went there, I had to go to IKEA, cause of course they have sales there. Am I right? Am I right? No, I am not right. So then, what scares me the most at Costco wasn't anything at Costco, actually. So basically, after IKEA, we went to Costco. We spent at least a good 2 hours there. I was mad, but the more or less, that wasn't the bad part. The bad part was a girl. You might be like, what does a girl have to do with anything? Girls are girls. No, you would be surprised about what I'm gonna go. You would be surprised at what I have to say. But what I have to say will freak you out. So basically, I don't know this person. Now, I usually get this a lot because I dye my hair a lot. And so someone like says, oh, I like your hair. I took that as a compliment because that was a compliment for me dyeing my hair. I always say thank you because it's polite. And then what next happens is I was helping my dad like get some water out, right? Because we bought water. His back was like still trying to heal at the time because he damaged it somehow. I don't know how, but he damaged it. So then all I was doing was helping him carry water. But instead of putting it in the car, I accidentally broke my foot. I thought because it hurted so much because I dropped it on my foot. And then the girls, like they lowered their window, right? And then they like were laughing in the car. So then what happened next was the girl said, I like you. What am I meant to respond with I like you? Okay, I don't like you. Like, I know that's like hard pressure, but I don't know you. It was someone I didn't know. How am I meant to have feelings for someone I don't? But anyway, I didn't respond. But if I did have a response, it was like what I just said right now. But me and my dad looked at each other because we're like, before we looked at each other, he said, hey, who's that person yelling at you? Oh my god, stop posting the favor. And then then he like said, okay, do you know that person? And then he looks and he says, oh. Now, I'm actually thankful I didn't date them because I don't freaking know them. But the show must go on. And I thank my dad for not letting me do that. But anyway, a couple days or like, oh my god, a couple stuff go on. But okay, I'm gonna do this. No. So basically, okay, I'm just gonna skip it because I cannot take it. Okay, he was just like, we just looked at each other and was like, oh, and then we just drove away. A couple days later, blah blah blah, yak yak yak. Oh my. Okay, wanna know what actually happens on the next few days? In VR, I was just casually playing VR in Gorilla Tag. I just made people, I can't do this. This obby sucks. Okay, so what I did was in VR, I was just juking people like crazy and and I just made people mad. Just how I'm mad right now at this stupid, So yeah, wanna hear more stories? I bet you do, because I have more stories, because this is only in July. Oh my, I hate this game, I just hate this. Okay, so then, let's talk about more stories. So, this is like the last week of August, actually. And what is the most surprising part is, stop giving me Robux thing. Is that the water park, it was surprising. I thought it was actually going to be a bad water park, based on how it sounded. Fun Town, Splash Town. Yeah, you think it's going to be like some little kid thing, but no, that is hella good. And what I mean by I'm gonna cry. And what I mean by hella good is there was this one ride. No. There's this one ride in particular that I like, but I had food, so I didn't go on it again. But it was like this thing that would like go into a tornado. And I mean, it went in like, it's like a tornado. Like this little tube thing, right? You have to go like all in the stuff. You're probably knowing what I'm talking. I'm gonna cry now, but whatever. So then me, my cousin, my uncle, and my dad go on it. Now, We expect nothing of it because we thought that was like a whole different ride. But the green one, oh, that was holy good. My cousin didn't like it, and I'll tell you why. Basically, what happened was there was a huge Splash Mountain awe drop where you don't even know what happens. Yes, you don't know what happens. So all of a sudden, when we start going down, I F-bombed that. I F-bombed, but I don't think my uncle and my dad heard me. Like, I F-bombed. Like, I was like, oh! Like, that's how I was. Like, I was yelling it. Like, we were all, like, terrified happy. We were terrified happy. Except my cousin. She doesn't like those, like, too droppy things. But here's the thing. She likes Splash Mountain. But she doesn't like that. I don't understand. I'm not gonna get too personal. I love you, cousin. The next... Oh my, I'm gonna kill... The next thing that happened was after that... After like that, it went in a 360. Like, I beg you pardon. I wasn't even expecting that. It was like going in a 360. That was actually terrifying. Like, you cannot believe how terrifying that ride was. I swear that was terrifying. Oh, yeah. Also, during that time, did I mention I, like, pranked one of my family friends' son? Not their son, but the mother. You want to know why? Because my dad was going on a ride that I wanted to do, but my mom didn't let me. But that's okay, because my mom is protecting me, and I appreciate that, Mom. Love you. But anyway, my dad went on it, and then all my family friends' husbands were, like, going on that like, drop. It's like, you go in a little tube, and then they just drop you. And they have to protect your back. Now, the wives were not happy. I'm gonna kill. The wives were not happy. But here we are. So what I said, because one of my family friends are, like, a little bit younger, and they say, I want to go on. But they said no. So what I pranked was saying, hey, you going on that ride? Like, don't you see him in the line? And he's like, where is he? And then I'm over there saying, and then he's like, a good one. And then he's like, oh, you did it again. Like that song, you know, oops, I did. So that was a good pranking. And then one of the last days, I wanted to scare the kids. Even though I'm, like, the second oldest in that. So what I did was I stood behind, like, a dark place in, like, a fun house. In, like, the carnival station, right? Now, I wanted to scare them. But instead, I scared the oldest out of them. And that's not what I wanted. So then what gets even more weirder is this. After 2 more times, I was like, I'm gonna try pranking again. So I try. And then when I go like... when I go like that, then all I see is 2 teenage girls that were about, like, the same age as me. Or, like, probably they were in, like, the 15. I'm not 15, though. But, yeah. And they scream. Now, I actually started apologizing, because I did... You know, you embarrass yourself if you get the wrong person. I didn't apologize to the oldest because he was a family friend. And, yeah. Okay, now, how am I meant to beat this obby? But whatever. Now I felt bad, so... I can't push play. So I felt bad, but then the next time, I got it. I got one of them. I tell you. And that was a glorious moment. But I got chased. They tried to scare me. They didn't scare me. I've seen too much gore. But yeah, those are, really interesting stories. Want to hear another one? Want to hear, maybe one more? Honestly, one of my friends came over to my house, and I wanted them to. I wanted to play, like, old systems with them, right? And then what happened next was, like, like, he was somehow better than me. I don't know how. I played those games from my childhood. And, yeah. Now, this is probably, like, my second to last story. So, listen carefully. This happened, like, recent. This was last week. My dad bought me a PS3. I love you, Dad. That was, like, probably a good gift. Because, you wanna know why? Because, or I say because for, I say because like, oh my god, I'm stuttering! Okay, because like there's a store closing in the flea market. They had a PS3 for $60. Now in 2006, you wanna know how much those costed? They costed 500 freaking bucks. Now originally, 2006 consoles costed 300 bucks. RIP consoles today. So then yeah, I got a PS3. Nothing special, this is just that. And my last story is today, since the last day of school. Last day of summer. I'm gonna kill him. It's the last day of summer, so my grandparents took me and my cousin to Chuck E. Cheese, my nostalgic home. Now, this is my nostalgia, so bear with me, folks. I know you love Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, they got rid of the animatronics, but they only kept it in, I'm pretty sure California. California girls were unforgettable. Oh yeah. So, but the most brutal thing at Chuck E. Cheese was one particular game. Now, it's called, I'm pretty sure, baseball bat or something. I'm not really sure, but we're gonna call it baseball bat game. Now, this one annoyed me because I would not get too close to the high score. Now, I mean, I've done it before, but this time it annoyed me. And on one of my two last times I did it, it took me at least 50 tries, and I wish I could make it up. I'm probably exaggerating, but bear with me. I know it's been a long day for me. But yeah, that was just a pain. I just want. What do you mean create? So just bear with me. And then once I finally got to the 250 tickets, I questioned myself. Why am I judging a game when it took me this much time to even get that much amount of tickets? The next one, I wanted to relive some nostalgia. So, I went on the kiddie rides. Yes, it still bared with my weight. You don't believe me? I have photos right here. Take a look at these beautiful photos of me in a Chuck E. Cheese freaking car. Okay. That was it. That was all my stories. Did you like it? Should I tell them again? No? Should I tell them again because I'm a nice person? Alright, thanks for watching the video. I'll probably come up with more stories soon if I have any. Alright, see ya.